Hi! Today we're going to talk about how to parent with an absentee parent. I am not a child psychologist, nor am I a child development specialist. I am a mom who has done a lot of research from the time of my pregnancy until now, and my children are 4 years old, and that is because I am parenting with an absentee parent. So how do I do it? I have done the research and I have incorporated these key steps that have helped me in my day-to-day parenting and in my daily life to ensure the emotional health of my children and that they are stable with the situation in which they're growing up. Also, what is key for me, I do not want my past to affect their present or their future. And this is how I do it. Number one, and what has been key, is do not speak negative. Do not speak negative about the absentee parent. You do not want the child to somehow think that something is wrong with them. This is still their parent. This is still someone who created them. And you do not want them to associate those negative things you say with them, that they then internalize that. Well, this is my parent. Maybe I will be that way. Maybe I am that way. Maybe I'm capable of that. So it is key to maintain some positivity and to ensure that what you have to say, you frame it in a way which will not adversely affect how your child sees themselves and how your child sees that parent. The next thing that has really helped is carrying on from the first is not only should you not speak negative, but you need to ensure that your village and those around your children do not speak negative either. So those who are in heavy contact with your children on a consistent basis or who may come in contact with your child, who may have known the absentee parent, you don't want them either to say things. I have had people say, oh, that parent doesn't deserve them, or, oh, they're missing out, or say, oh, how could they? I immediately cut them, I bring them to the side, and I tell those people that the focus is not who has decided not to be here. The focus is on who is here. And my children, and even your children, actually have a lot of people and a lot of love around them to more than compensate that one person who has decided to not be there. And that should be the focus of you and your village and your children's village. Keep it positive. Do not speak negative. It goes a long way. As I've stated, you do not want your child to internalize those negative things that they've heard with them. You don't want them to think like, oh my goodness, am I capable of such a moral travesty like ignoring my own flesh and blood? Clearly not. Your child can grow up to be themselves, not aligned with the choices of the past. Number 3 is positivity. So obviously, along with not speaking negative, along with your village not speaking negative, just you also being positive. So focus on who is there. Yes, someone decided to not be present, but so many other people around you decided to be there. You were there. Maybe their grandparents are there. Your friends are there. Their friends are present. The parents of their friends are present. You have friends of your siblings. You have your siblings. You have cousins. There's so many people around you and in your life and your children's lives who have decided to be there, and that should be the focus versus that one person. Don't let that person continue to wreak more havoc. Allow love and presence and a decision to be there, to reign your parenting and your children's lives. Okay, and number 4 as the key to raising children with an absentee parent, and this was actually one of the key ones for me, which I started very, very young, and that is everyone is different. I started teaching them this concept about differences just from first, there are different colors, there are different animals, there are different places people live. Some people live in cities, some people live in the suburbs or the countryside. There are different skin colors. I mean, my mother is a very dark Afro-Latina. Then there's me and my son and my daughter. We all have very different shades to our skin within our family and even here at home. from the way we dress. Some people wear saris, and our tradition in the Dominican Republic, men wear chacabanas. From the music we listen to, merengue, bachata, to yodel, to pop, there's so many differences, and not just outside of the home, but inside of the home. I made sure to point that out from a very early stage that, oh, here at home, look, it's mommy, it's Nana. And I pointed out at our friends' houses or at my siblings' houses where they had two parents, or there are even children who don't have any parent at home. They're being raised by grandparents or aunts and uncles. So I made sure to talk about these differences so that they can be comfortable and that they don't walk around feeling like some sort of bizarre, very strange being. They're very comfortable in their home life, and they know that while here it's their mom and their grandmother, and other people might have their mom and dad, it's all okay because we are all different. And this is where our differences really strengthen our children in pointing that out. So just remember, raising your children with an absentee parent is not the end of the world. It is okay. It's an opportunity to teach your children how, yes, they're different, but not so much, because there are other children as well, and maybe someone else's life at home doesn't look like theirs, but it might look a bit different too. So remember to, number one, do not speak negative about the absentee parent. Number two, ensure that your village and those around your children do not speak negative about the absentee parent. Number three, positivity. Focus on everyone who's there, everything your children have, and all the love that surrounds them. We should not waste any time on the one person who decided to not be there, because there's so many who are present, and that is key. What we have, who is there for us. And lastly, everyone is different. These differences will really help our children stay stable and be okay with who they are. Let me know in the comments if these helped you. Bye. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful, and what are your tips for surviving parenting with an absentee parent. Hit the subscribe, stay up to date.